Hey VFX, this is Izzy Moreno, and you're watching Countdown City Wrestle.
Okay, I figured this out. What is up, Lizzie Baby Faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. Shit just gets changed on me. I'm your host, JC. Joining me is that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
And we got Big Mike.
Welcome to the Countdown City Dark Order.
When did we get full fucking metal here?
I feel like our babyface just took a gothic heel turn.
I know.
I mean, that's like how I always thought my wrestling career would go if I ever had one.
Yeah, it's not a phase. Isn't that right, Brandon Weiss? It's not a phase.
I always thought if I ever became a wrestler, I would have a full-on Raven type gimmick, like legitimately.
You have loved Raven for a long time. This is
you
true.
really have. That's true. So yeah.
Hey, shout out to Dylan Dunbar for bringing him to heavy metal. That got finally.
True. I feel like that's if heavy metal wrestlers still around, that was definitely an intro we would have used. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're changing the music around because YouTube keeps flagging it for apparently being copyright and all this other crap. So we're still working the kinks out of that. But yeah, we're
working on it.
Yeah.
What's up, Birdsey? Good to see you again.
Help me get that together. So today we'll talk a bit of wrestling news. We'll recap the final, for now, branded Outlaw Wrestling event that took place this past weekend. And we will preview this weekend's United210 Made in America 2 and Hybrid Experience Thanks Beatings 2 events that are taking place. Hoping to have a special guest join us. And if you've seen our social media, you know that it is going to be Studs Dash.
Yeah.
So,
apparently he was at the Spurs game watching Wemby drop an Admiral on the Wizards.
Yeah.
And apparently he was on his way back, but apparently it was pretty crowded. So as soon as he's back and in, we'll get him on, and because it's a full weekend of wrestling coming up. Because not only is it the United210 final show of the season, Made in America, it's the Hybrid Experience Thanks Beatings, which is fun. There's also a Baracho Pro show Sunday right back at the Yard, and that's like a dual show with Baracho Pro, which is out of Austin, right?
Yeah.
And United210. So kind of combining for the cookout, which is cool. I finally get invited to the cookout. So happy about that.
You were invited.
Real quickly, just so you know, about 10 seconds left to go in the game. The Spurs are up 7. Wemby has dropped 50 points tonight and has hit 8 3-pointers.
Good Lord.
Jesus.
Yes.
But also, he drops 50 and they're still only up like 7 or 8. That's great.
Yeah, because Jordan Poole's dropped 42. So,
there you go.
Yeah, so that they're keeping the Wizards in the game. But, battle of the superstars on this one. But, the Spurs are up 9 now. Hell yeah. So,
there you go.
Also, this weekend, Dog Pound has a show as well on Sunday.
Yeah,
a lot of wrestling this weekend.
Easy wrestling weekend.
It's crazy. Like, between Crown Jewel and Survivor Series, War Games, there's like a lot of independent shows. There's no real TNA or AEW going on right now. TNA has like a little small break before they get back going after Bound for Glory. So as far as pay-per-view events go, obviously there's still got shows going on. Tickets did go on sale, by the way, for Genesis in Dallas and the Live Impact that is going to be here in January in San Antonio. So if you haven't gotten on that, get going for sure. Impact doesn't do live broadcasts very much anymore. So it's a real treat that we're going to get one in San Antonio on that Thursday. And then they'll be filming future episodes the next day at the Techport Arena.
Okay. I was trying to find something. So when is that again? All that?
January. See, Genesis, I believe, is on the. Let me see here. I want to say Genesis is on the 18th or 19th or the 17th. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's that weekend. It's and then they'll be broadcasting Impact from San Antonio live on January 23rd, and filming future Impact episodes on January 24th. If I'm not mistaken. But I can double check that right now, actually.
Oh, I just checked Baracho. Oh, wow. Baracho Pro, they have London Dior versus Cali Antita. I have never found it so easy to cheer for someone in a match in my entire life. This is the easiest pick I've ever made in my life. Oh, my God.
I can't believe you're finally picking Cali, man. That's crazy.
I would rather cut off a pinky finger.
Here we go. Genesis is on Sunday, January 19th in the Dallas area. Yeah. And then they will film Impact, or they will broadcast Impact in San Antonio on the 23rd on Thursday live, and then film future episodes of Impact on the 24th.
Okay.
So in San Antonio. Yeah.
So this time when we get those free passes, we get to keep a few, right? We don't have to give them
I'm going to. Hell. I regret I didn't do it the last time.
Show out. They haven't announced where Bound for Glory is next year. I'm still hoping that this is putting them on the radar. Let's get Bound for Glory in San Antonio. That's what I really, really want from TNA. So
Same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. There you go.
I don't know why I even bother with people.
Well,
anyway. I actually really am an introvert. I don't know why I bother with people.
Oh God, if you're an introvert, Tommy, I'd hate to see extroverted Tommy.
I really am. Like legitimately, the only time I'm like how people see me at wrestling shows is at wrestling shows. Other than that, I'd rather be at home.
I got you. I'm very similar.
It's like I can't express how much I'd rather be at home most of the time. So.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to point out because it makes me think that wrestling shows, like we've met so many people, and there's so many people that like even now, even as much as y'all know, like I've come out of a shell the way I was the first time around. I'm like friends with all these people. There's still people that like I don't know if I should go up to them or not. I'm like, I know we've met, but do they really like? It's in my head all the time too. I'm like, are we friends? Do they want to say hi for me? Like I don't know, but yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah. Angel.
Yeah.
So any wrestling news to discuss? Any major things that happened this past week? So
there was, what did I see just a while ago?
Okay, Ted. Wow. I have never been that bad. By the way, I'm trying to get all that stuff to you tonight.
Oh God, we still haven't uploaded that video.
No, I got it.
That was. Yeah, the Michael Rooker panel that Tommy did with Sean Gunn.
The most insane hour of my life. Yeah, you almost forget Sean Gunn was there because he was actually the calm one the entire time.
Yeah, and Sean Gunn knows it. He's just like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, like totally. I think he's like so useless, but I was like, it's kind of like just like here we go, and like, so.
Yeah. Oh, so not to spoil. That's what I was thinking of. Actually, just popped in my head. They filmed next Monday's Raw already.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they're giving them like the time off for Thanksgiving or what it was that caused. Well, that's still a week away. But they do in fact. The Timu bloodline does in fact get a fifth member. We find out.
Okay, so it is a 5-on-5. That was
yeah. It is going to be 5-on-5. It's not The Rock, if that's a spoiler. I guess.
Why can't it just be 4-on-4? But okay, go ahead.
So they apparently get their fifth member next week, which I think this past Monday storyline will also kind of lead back to who Roman bloodline, OTC bloodline will have as their fifth. But that stuff that's coming up. The women's is also being set up next week. Theirs feels a lot more forced as far as like throwing. I was
kind of thinking.
Yeah, it's kind of throwing like face women together against heel women and. I don't know.
They kind of have to though because there really hasn't been any organic story that they can run with right now on the women's side. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than Liv Morgan and her people against Rhea Ripley and her people. I mean, that's really all you got.
So.
Did I guess it?
I mean,
kind of.
But you're not wrong because that has been the dominating women's story there with Becky gone and. Nia and Tiffy doing that weird thing. I don't know.
So do we get a cash in the middle of the War Games after the War Games?
You're thinking the thing that I'm thinking because I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernsey, you're not wrong.
Talia Tita or Jasmine Allure?
Jasmine Allure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hands
Wow.
down. Hands down.
Yeah, you know what? In all fairness, she hasn't been back in a while for
And that's part of it. Recency bias is a thing.
for that animosity to build like it had, you know, like
Angela Armstrong or Calientita?
Angela Armstrong.
Wow.
come on.
Callie is an irritating me that you know what? You know why?
Let's
it's
rephrase.
The treats thing. It's the treats thing.
It's the treats.
They-
Okay.
they-
Angel
treats.
Blue or Calientita?
I hit them both with the truck. Anyway, my point is and you did say Angela Armstrong. There is
Yes.
a difference.
Oh, yeah, there is a
Armstrong,
difference.
I
Very
don't have
much
as
so.
much beef with. Angela
Yes.
Blue, I still hit them both with the truck. Not fast. Not fast. Maybe about 10 miles an hour.
Steady, you're not wrong, but way to kind of bring the room down a little bit.
Yeah.
Could have saved that for a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
I remember the day that happened too.
Yeah.
Also,
Angel, you learned how to sound like a hyena because that's what Tomatonga does.
okay, so is it bad that I've known how to do that for years? Because
No, because you followed him since.
all
I
of you
know.
are just now hearing him do that, and I'm so used to it. Like when everyone found it funny, I was like, oh wow, I've just heard this so long. I think I was just immune to it at this point. So yeah, I've heard it so long. I was like, oh, this is new for y'all. Okay, I guess.
Angie is now dropped to number 2.
Wow.
But yeah, so
once
again, Angel Blues, Calientita hit them both with the truck. Okay, that's so Angel Armstrong, we don't have any beef yet. I stress the word yet.
That's fair.
Okay. Let's see. Any other wrestlers out there besides that?
This isn't news, but
Okay.
so there was a guy who talked about the double taping and says that they should end it. And of all the people who responded, that I can't believe I'm saying that I agree with, Ryback has something smart to say.
Yeah, he copied it from somebody.
Maybe, but he posted it, which is amazing. He said, like, for years, talent didn't have time off, and all this kind of stuff. He's actually talking how this was a good thing because they got time off to time to take a breath. And again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agreed with something Ryback said. That felt wrong, and it still does.
Wrong.
Obviously that's kind of the idea. Obviously they're trying to shorten the work schedule, I guess, but you think about, you can only really do this right now while Raw is 2 hours for the foreseeable future. Obviously, once they move to Netflix and back to 3 hours, it's not something you really do because fans are going to lose interest very quick.
True.
Those are some long shows, right?
But again, I'm like, just the fact that Ryback had a point about anything right now makes 2024 again a very strange year.
Well, sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. It's just one of those things. It's probably the one time a year he's going to be smart about something he says on social media. So
yeah, I know. It'll be right back to stupid tomorrow. I know.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. Thoughts on Cena competing in his last?
That's the other thing that popped up.
Oh, okay. Well,
he announced on Chris Van Fleet announced. I don't know if it was, but
that's not a surprise. That's pretty expected. To be honest with you, I really hope Joe Hendry shows up and throws him out. Yeah.
I swear to God, if they make Cena win that Rumble,
they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
It should be Jey Uso or Kevin Owens to be.
Justified heel Kevin Owens?
Yes. What is it? And also, okay, that's the thing. Again, this is the year of justifiable heel turns. Like with Hangman Page, it's like, why do I kind of get it?
Okay. So that begs the question. With Sami Zayn rejoining the bloodline, at least for War Games, a lot of people are like, see, Kevin Owens was right. No,
100%.
100%. So one, it has me wondering, and I don't know what's being taped for Raw next week, if Kevin Owens is the fifth member of the Temu bloodline, as Mike puts it. But I don't know. So that would be seemingly the appropriate choice. So
I figured it's just gonna be another Tongan cousin that we had that either I only know about or we haven't seen yet.
Oh, RJ.
What the hell, RJ? I haven't talked to you in weeks, and why did you put that?
Tommy does summon Brick, so
why the hell? What did I do to you recently? You haven't even been in the ring in like 2 years.
By the way, RJ, my son still Yeah, I still want your title belt. If you remember that years ago. So
I didn't even do anything.
oh my gosh. Good to hear from you, man. I hope all is going well, man.
What's that, Tommy? You said that Jay is as tall as him too now? That's crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, first of all, I made that joke like all
Okay,
the time.
to be
That's
fair,
like,
my son is getting pretty tall.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, no.
I'm at a point where I already think he's 8. He's really
and
only 7.
look,
so,
at
yeah.
the point after seeing Matthew Jeffrey this past wow, what wow.
You remember that show? Were you there?
I know. Well, I know I wasn't there yet. Remember, that happened before I got there, and it's just that RJ. Damn.
Hope the kids aren't watching.
They're not. They're not. Oh my god!
But-
But that was just so hilarious. My son did not back down from it too. You know, he was like what a year, 2 years old that time. So oh
Yeah.
my god, it was hilarious. Oh Jesus.
Also,
Good
getting back to WWE real quick.
Yeah.
Are we really sad that like Cena's finally retired? He hasn't wrestled on a regular basis for a long time. I'm more sad about Bryan Danielson potentially not coming back.
Sorry. Yeah, you were.
I was so over as a heel
Yeah.
again.
You're a gray heel. You're a gray heel.
I
Trust
mean,
me.
you're a fantastic heel. It's
Whoa,
like, hey,
Angel.
I don't know.
Nah, see, that's just like what a heel says,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No, that's come on, RJ, just being a heel over there.
Yeah. Come on, you're gonna see Red One when it comes out. That's a documentary.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Go
I
ahead,
actually do
Mike.
want to see Red One. I ain't
Okay.
Speaking of old wrestlers, I don't want to constantly see back. Red One, starring The Rock.
Okay, as far
Cena.
as Cena, see, you're saying like, are people really sad he's retiring? I mean, I'm happy he's retiring. I'm glad they're giving him this route to go with it, but I hope he's done with it after this. Not like I'm retiring, but I'm gonna come back years later for like a
Not the
once in a
Terry
lifetime
Funk,
match.
Ric Flair retirement.
Yeah, or Shawn Michaels retiring and then showing up to do some
Good
crown
night,
jewel
RJ.
bullshit.
Okay, in all fairness, Shawn held out for a really long time.
He did.
Yes.
Until he got the Saudi check, and that's the only time.
Even he
Right?
regretted that.
Damn oil
Yeah, and
money.
he really
Can't help
did.
it. Yeah, I know.
No.
So. Oh
So
man.
I will respect Shawn on that at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But also next year Tanahashi in New Japan, he's retiring too.
Who? No, I'm just kidding.
But the
Yeah,
reason I
that's
bring that
enough.
up is somebody said like, can New Japan WWE work out one night where we get those two in the same ring? I'd be down.
Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like it's at that time where a lot of wrestlers that have been around a while are going to be retiring. I mean, Sting retired last year.
Okay,
or
but
earlier this year, whatever it was. I can't remember.
Okay,
now at this
okay.
point.
It's not from wrestlers who've been around a while, like Sting or like Undertaker
Cena.
years ago and everything like that. But now it's like Cena.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make sure. Like Tommy's saying, there's a definite that's like Gen X and millennial, if you will. Like
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Undertaker, Sting are a generation before Cena. So like Sting and Taker, it's definitely their time.
Yeah.
Cena, I mean, I don't want to see him doing stuff into his 60s and his.
I don't think he wants to do it either. Like he doesn't
I
want to
hope
be
not.
like Ric Flair's retirement match, and he was sort of retired like decades before.
Yeah.
Steady. I'll get to that actually, but
Steady. We got an agenda.
yeah. With Cena, like I don't think he wants to go into his later years. He's ready to retire while he can still move, right? I really hope when he does show up at Rumble, he's coming out to his Thugonomics theme. Just bring that back one
I would
time
love
for
that.
me. Yeah, so
They did with the Babe Ruth and the Elias thing, remember?
yeah,
He did do that. That's true. He actually
Just
did.
having him wrestle under his own Thugonomics would be pretty cool. So
I mean, but in all fairness, having him come out as Thugonomics is like Sean and Hunter still trying to be DX. Like, you're too old to be that cool guy anymore. Like, maybe you gotta let it go.
But it'll be Netflix, so anything goes. He can cuss. And
Well,
rap
I
and
don't.
shit.
Well, I don't know because Cena is one of the few white guys who I dub an actually pretty decent rapper. So that's why the Thugonomics gimmick actually gets a pass with me.
I mean, that album was pretty good, too.
I can't be a hypocrite and say he's too old to do that if I still listen to current Eminem. I can't do that. So
Yeah, but Eminem has always been a rapper. Cena, something he did and then kind of turned into part of the gimmick.
Actually, that's not true. He was rapping before he did the wrestling.
Not as good as Eminem, or he would have been in a different career.
No, I never said he was as good as him, dude. But
That's a hard comparison.
I count one person better than Eminem, and that's Kendrick Lamar. So that's all about the conversation.
Nah.
But
That's just because you hate Drake. So
No, actually, legitimately, I don't hate Drake. I just thought he never had a chance against Kendrick at all.
No, he didn't.
I actually think
Not
Drake
like
is
that.
good for what he does. He's just not a rapper. He's not.
Oh, okay,
No.
rapping.
He's a pop artist, and that's fine. He's just not a rapper.
Because he does other things good, but that's not something to brag about. So
Anyway.
Yeah. Steady did mention this. Yeah, WWE
Yeah.
did unveil a women's U.S. title, which makes me assume there's going to be a women's intercontinental
Thank
title.
you.
match.
Okay, sorry.
Hold, pump your brakes.
Did I spoil something for Monday?
No. They just haven't. Like, there's been some reports of we haven't heard anything yet about that. So,
Okay.
I mean, it still could be, but you would think. But
here's my question on it. Is there enough women's talent in WWE where they need this?
Yes.
Or are they doing this in response to AEW doing it?
No, they have enough talent for this. They've
Okay.
had enough talent for this, except that they don't put them on TV because the same criticism everyone gives AEW for the same thing. They refuse to say about WWE about having all this talent and they never get on TV. But yes, they absolutely have the number of people for this.
Okay.
Even though they just got rid of Indy Hartwell for no reason.
Yeah. There's budget, right? So I mean,
there was. I don't know if you guys saw this. Someone took a clip of Candice LeRae doing her entrance and I guess going for a high five or something and clearly indicating she misses Indy, and that just 100% broke my heart. I was like, oh, they should hire her back just so that won't be sad anymore.
And I'm still so mad that we never got the final index thing with Dexter as the Wyatt Six, giving her a pass backstage while they're beating people up or something.
Yeah, I was hoping for that too. I was 100% hoping for that too. After Mike brought it up, I was looking forward to that.
Well, never say never. You never know, right? So
that's true.
It could happen.
And some of the stuff they did in that storyline in NXT was wild.
Yeah, he kidnapped Austin Theory 3 times.
Yeah, and then also the time they were because that's what it was, because we rewatched the wedding thing or whatever, and he pulls out a thing of condoms. It's just a whole.
Yeah. I love at the wedding where he pulled out a hatchet. If anyone, if anyone objects now, and I was like, oh yeah, no, everybody shut up.
Yeah.
Well, she choked out or whatever the original pastor, and then Beth Phoenix stepped in.
Well, in Beth Phoenix's defense, I knew she absolutely wanted to do that. So,
Women's US, women's.
Yeah, it's going to be interchangeable, Angel. They're never going to say it the same way twice in the same episode.
So the other question we'll have to ask is who wins that title?
I got to see who's in the tournament first, and then I'll decide. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys want to discuss BOW? I obviously wasn't there. My son.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about it.
My son had a couple league games on Saturday, and then we had to get up and go to Pearsall Sunday, where my daughter's team won a championship. So
nice,
very nice.
But BOW, the final event for now. And, Tommy, you help with BOW. I gotta ask, how was the mood backstage and with the staff and everything at this event?
We kept it as light and fun as possible. All of us did. We kind of avoided talking about after the final 1, 2, 3. Pretty much, we just treated it like any other day. Everyone was having fun, talking. A couple folks showed up that we haven't seen in a while. Ray the Voice was there. He was the ring announcer for the whole night.
Nice.
And except for the main event, which was Terry. And Terry was there too. And so it was just fun. We just, like I said, kept it light. Nobody, didn't get sad. Okay, it's sad at 2 points.
Uh-huh.
One, of course, was the end of the show when it was all said and done. That was sad. But damn it, Hit can be a promo guy when he wants to be. Because he got on the mic and talked about how BOW was the first company to give him and the guys their real shot at really being in front of the camera, having and everything. Critically Hit is the first, last, and only BOW Trios champions. Unless the company comes back, we'll see. But for now, they are the only ones who've ever held those belts. So he gave a really good speech, thanking Clint, thanking the company, thanking the fans. So yeah, we were doing good. So he got out there, and suddenly I didn't know he could cut a promo like that. He's just a giant big guy who beats up people. And suddenly, oh no, I can be emotional and use my words. Well, who asked you to do that? You giant jackass. But anyway, so I saw all this in my head, by the way, not to his face. I knew
of course.
I like where my jaw is currently placed on my body. So.
Also, I don't know, JC, if you saw, we got to take a picture of the Cali Appreciation Society.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if you didn't catch it from last show,
Hit put that together.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Apparently, we're not the only people that finds her really annoying, because we don't even have to really even bring it up. And he's like, Cali sucks, am I right? And we're like, we agree. And then we just make fun of her for a while.
Oh my gosh.
And if you're reading in the chat what Jason is talking about, he says poor Alex. So the main event became a no DQ false count anywhere match between Legion, formerly known as Marty Cohn, and Weezy Woo, aka Kenneth Johnson. So at one point, Weezy went to hit Legion with a cookie sheet and nailed Alex Morosos. And then, while Weezy was trying to check on him and revive him, Legion went forward to hit him. Weezy dodged and smacked the crap out of Alex again. And I immediately had to yell out loud, "What did he do to y'all?"
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because they were determined to kill that man.
Poor Alex. He's been kind of not reffing for a while, and he shows up, and you got to take a few bumps. But
probably won't be reffing again for a while now.
Yeah, he's like, hey, come on back, referee one last match for BOW. He's like, yeah, sure, have a couple of laughs. Oh, by the way, smack.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. So
but there was a lot of other good action in the night. Denise teamed with the Bombshell Haley. Crap, her last name just Danielle. Thank you. And they were going after the tag titles,
the women's tag titles.
Right. Well, I mean,
I mean, it's Denise. If she wants the men's,
you know what? Could they take Culture Shock? I think they could.
They've got us. Why
not? But Shay Carmichael, who became an unofficial death doll because Anar Kid Ash had got injured, and then has kind of helped them by like, hey, look how we can cheat and win a lot. And they're like, yeah, we'll do that.
Yep.
And lo and behold, they kind of cheated to win that match. So that sucked. The tag team titles were on the line. Culture Shock kept the titles.
Yep.
By defeating
Smoke Reaper and Robert Martyr.
There you go. Yeah. He was a new guy. Was it the snake or the?
Dang it! What is this? Yeah, the serpent. The serpent.
Serpent. There you go. Yeah.
How do I remember all this? I didn't even have to announce any of this. How do I remember?
I don't know.
Hard to remember when you. I guess when you're announcing, you remember everything more, right? I mean,
but I guess I have to remember because I was trying to figure out who I was filming. So.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we mentioned this to you, but Tiger Pants, formerly known as JoJo among many other JoJo Bravo.
Yeah.
Fought Drew Dredd for the Cruiserweight title and won.
Yep.
And defeated Drew Dredd, so he ends as BOW's Cruiserweight champion, which I believe he said he was at the first show.
Yeah, he was.
That BOW did. So
he was.
Really cool seeing him after all these years. Many gimmicks later, if you will. What else was there? The title match that we mentioned was very interesting, which was Chase Owens and JL, who were the defending men and women's champion, in a intergender three-way against the Chicago Bear, Steve Michael, and Misty Marks.
By the way.
Yes. And Dill Debs and Morgan Mercy.
Lord of Mercy.
Lord of Mercy. That was an interesting match. First of all, I know Jason's in the chat. Misty Marks came out all full of energy, and that really threw Jason off because Misty is not usually a positive person at BOW. She's usually a lot more angry.
You know what? I figured out why she was happy. When she lost that cage match, that reset her personality. So she'll be evil again in BOWs. Yeah. If BOW comes back, she'll remember she was evil when she comes back. When it comes back, she'll be evil again.
Yeah, but Steve Michael is called the Chicago Bear because he is literally a huge bear of a man.
He is a gigantic individual. Yes.
And both Chase and Dill were really not psyched about having to get in the ring with him.
Yeah.
For some reason, though, JL, who is heelish at BOW as their champ, more than one occasion got in the ring with like a death wish. I think she slapped him at least once.
Yep.
Amongst other things. Luckily, she did not get hurt in that endeavor.
Yeah.
But they did wind up holding on for the win. So Chase and JL do close BOW as their champions as well.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
Speaking of which, how did the shirts come across, Mike?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. She refused to look at them during the match because I think she realized she would have had to like positively emote towards that. But afterward, she was cool. And it was even funnier because if y'all don't remember the lineage of the JL shirts, it literally started at a BOW show when she walked up to me, Tommy Jason, and probably B Ninja, and was like, "Hey, look at all you guys wearing my merch, which doesn't exist," as kind of a joke. So at the RCW show at y'all were there, the hybrid RCW show, or the RCW show at the hybrid gym for St. Patty's Day. I literally got one of my old V-necks and wrote, "This is a JL shirt," literally in Sharpie. Dumb as anything. And I showed it to her and she thought it was hilarious. So then at a United show a couple months ago, I, thinking I had some arts and crafts in me, ordered iron-on letters from Amazon and tried to make a second edition shirt for JL.
In your defense, you did a really good job. It's just that your fault the letters were crappy.
Except really one of the eyes fell off at one point, and I forgot in what word.
Yeah.
So
but it wasn't. But I will still defend that wasn't on you. Those are crappy letters. You did a good job.
Probably.
I'm going to defend you on that.
Yeah.
And so that's when I came to you, as I know you and Tina have the cricket and stuff. So yeah, JC and Tina made those shirts that we had. You can see the pictures on our Instagram and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that came to the third edition. But she was like, "Oh, I'll give you an 8x10 for that." But of course, like keeping up her heels, she was like, your first edition shirt was cool, but the second one sucked.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's fair. Right,
but the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Third
I mean, third time's a charm, right? That's
exactly.
how it goes. Yeah. See, there you go. So.
Yeah. And then what else, Tommy? There was a few other matches. What am I missing?
The opening was Chaos Child and
DG. Was that Taylor?
DG Taylor. Thank you. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, great. He's gonna get so mad at me that I forgot.
Yeah, you'll never see him for a while.
I don't know. I run into wrestlers at random places all the time.
Well, that's fair.
But yeah, that was a really solid opener. That was really good. Visaria Sana and Corvus wasn't Thorst. It was.
Look, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus that worked there, wrestlers there. I mentioned to a few people, that's a weird gimmick. I don't know why it's there. And they agreed, and they just said, we don't ask questions. That's all I'll say.
That's all we should say.
I don't know why racist 80s Lucha Sultan is a gimmick. Look.
Racist 80s Lucha Sultan.
I don't know how else to explain this. It's basically like an 80s Iron Sheik version character with a lucha mask and weird, like crazy losing hair, balding. Like I don't know what the hair is on the top, and then he just says random things and like if it wasn't such a modern thing that's changed now, I was really waiting for him to do the Iron Sheik Haktua, but that's changed now in the modern vernacular, so it's not the Iron Sheik anymore. And then you probably sound weird doing that. I'm sorry, even if you're on here, Clint. I don't know what that is, but that's a bad gimmick. I'm just going to say it. I can't lie.
Lucha Sultan. I really hope I remember that later.
I don't know how else you can explain. Yeah, no, Angel. If you're not there, I don't know how to explain it. Jason was there.
Look, I don't know what this wrestler's
That should
gimmick's
be a
name is, but
shirt.
if it's not what you just described him as, maybe it should be. I'm just,
I don't know. If you were there at VOW, I don't know how else to explain this.
yeah.
And I'm sorry if this is some wrestler who's like, trying to get over, but try something else. That's just, I don't know. Yeah, we know things going on in the modern world. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's still got like a top podcast. So,
Hey, you know what? In this crazy backwards world, make your money. I ain't even mad. So,
yeah, we all shut down when the fake stole. Yeah, we really did.
Mm-hmm.
And who did he wrestle? I can't even remember because I feel so
Corvus.
bad for him. Corvus. Oh, poor Corvus. No wonder he looks so grumpy. No, I'm just kidding.
I've known Corvus a long time.
Wow.
Are you
Are
serious?
you serious? Oh, you know what?
Down
You know what? That
15.
makes sense. It's like saying "suck it" back in the day. So that
Yeah,
makes
probably.
sense.
Mike and I always said that at like basketball games and stuff, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Nah, I remember getting it. Actually,
Yeah,
you know
Seth
what?
was pretty serious about stuff.
You know what?
Yeah.
Actually, I remember in middle school, I wasn't really watching wrestling like that. Actually, I wasn't watching it at all back in middle school. I was right. I hadn't got back into it yet. But I remember some friends of mine getting in trouble for saying "suck it" and doing the DX crotch, DX crotch chop. Wow, I did not get that out.
Yes. Can you say Irish wristwatch?
No, I'm not even going to try that. No. If I just screwed up DX crotch chop, I'm not saying what you just said.
I'm being so real. You can get ISS.
oh,
That's the worst.
That is kind of funny.
I believe it though. Schools are like that, man.
mm-hmm.
All right, guys. And just update. We are still waiting on Stash. It does seem like he may be stuck in some traffic. So we're hoping he gets there.
Don't call it while you're
No,
driving.
don't call from the road. You're good.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
If by chance, he wind up not getting here anytime soon, we'll go into the preview soon.
Yeah,
but
that's really all from BOW. Just it was sad in its own way, but it was just like, it's we're still hopeful that things could come back, and even still, the memories are pretty good. So
yeah.
I mean that promotion's been around a while. I think for the most part, it ran out of Woodlawn Gym from its inception, right? I mean,
there was a time they weren't in there. There was a time when they were at Hooligans off of 1604 and 14.
Oh yeah. But
for a lot of time they were in there. Yeah. Yeah. And then of course there was that time they had their alliance with the NWA.
Mm-hmm.
Back when
I think Jax Dane was the champion at the time. So
yeah, and then that time when Rob Conway won the world title like 10 feet from us, which by the way leads to two stories that I will tell quickly. That because the clip is still out there because me and Professor James were sitting next to each other when that happened, and when the 1, 2, 3 counted, you could see us jump to our feet with our eyes wide because we did not expect that the world title would change hands right in front of us. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to when Jax Dane challenged Hiroshi Tenzan for that belt, which, by the way, Tenzan, a very, very massive dude when you're sitting next to him. I knew he's massive from watching him all these years, but sitting next to him, that dude's intimidating. Literally, my wife, girlfriend at the time, first wrestling show ever, and she saw a world title change hands in front of her. Her very first wrestling show. I told her, I've been going to shows for 10 years before I saw a world title change hands in front of me. It is your first damn show.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you only know about it because you're dating me. And, is that me or JC?
That's one of you guys. I think it's JC.
Yes, JC. Okay. Literally, her very first show, her very first freaking show, and what happens?
JC, is that you? Yeah, your audio's out. It's real bad.
Yeah. And then very, very first show, and she sees my friend Jax Dane win a world title.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, what did you get at your first show? Don Juan and Chris Marvel? Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Well, at least I got Amazing Red, so I kind of balanced it out. So. I mean, Don Juan is still, just a horrible human being overall.
He is. He is really horrible.
Yeah, I mean, he's terrible person. I can't believe I gave him any kind of props during my RCW honor speech.
Hope we never bring him back on the show.
Yeah, That's why I say we should still use the clip of him never be getting invited back because because I still think it's funny.
I agree, 100%. See if JC's fixes audio yet.
Yeah.
Don Juan is the goat, more like he looks like a goat.
I was about to make that exact same joke. Literally word for word, I was going to make that exact same.
He's always going around going. Rrr.
Oh, that's what he does with his head. It's not a shark fin. It's goat hair.
Yeah, he's a billy goat.
Yeah.
You got to unmute yourself now, JC.
And Chris Marvel is ugly. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, no, I was trying to make sure I got it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm good.
Whoa, Angel, we're gonna have to kick you out of this little group here.
Angel, I understand there's like Treats Anonymous for that. You go in, you talk about it, you work through your problems.
Take it from 3 people with college degrees and a couple of educators here. Don't fall the dark side. Don't be influenced by that. Okay.
Don't be a treat. Be a star. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, don't be a tit. Be a star. What treats and train? Never mind.
I know, but it's so funny.
Okay. Future upcoming shows. Obviously, United210 is this Friday. Hybrid Experience is Saturday. Sunday there's a what was it called?
Borracho Pro, which is back at the Yard.
Yes.
And it's kind of a joint show with them and United210.
And then Dog Pound. That's the day.
And then Dog Pound on Sunday. Yeah, so again, tons of wrestling in town. Actually, on Saturday night, there was also a wrestling store show at
I forgot that, yeah.
Which our friend Denise Day is going to be against Jesus Christ, I just forgot her last name again. Haley Danielle. No, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
It's that for a second. So they're fighting. Do you know what, Tommy? Actually, do we know whoever won the tag match with Denise and Ray versus?
He sent it to me, and I haven't got to watch it yet.
Okay.
Because I've been at work so much this week.
I don't know if we want to lift some behind the curtain, but if you go back and go on 5-Star social media from last week, there was an encounter where out of nowhere, Ray and Denise, who are coming out of a restaurant, run into Haley and Dylan as they're going into the restaurant. What are the odds that they're going into the same restaurant? And it's definitely not the restaurant that we were all at after the show on Saturday night.
Nope.
But they ran into each other, and that following night on Sunday in Laredo, they had a tag match with Denise and Ray versus Danielle and Dylan, and the winner got title shots or something. So we don't know how it actually turned out. But he said Dylan was sending him the video of it.
He did. I just haven't got a chance to watch it yet. But yeah, it's been a crazy week.
Well, Aaron's a bad influence on you, Angel, so you need to stop that.
Yeah.
TWA has a show.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Beyond that, the following weekend, Hybrid will be in Lytle, Texas on the 23rd. And then RCW has their acceleration show on the 24th as well. So
yes, indeed. So tons of wrestling coming up right before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And I know we'll talk about it next week, but in true Survivor Series Thanksgiving fashion, RCW does have an elimination tag match as one of theirs.
Yep. And we're still trying to figure out the following, like Thanksgiving week, what day we'll have the show. I know War Games that weekend. I'm going to be going out of town that Wednesday, so it might be set it up for you guys. If you guys want to run it, I'll probably try and do it from the road or from the beach or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So we'll see what happens. Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I know Stash isn't here, but let's. You guys want to talk about Hybrid first and wait for us to talk about United, or what do you guys want to do?
Maybe talk about Hybrid first. That way, in case it shows up, we can go into
it.
All right. Mike, I hope one of you guys has the card in front of you because I don't.
Talk for a minute.
All right. Hybrid Experience. Thanks, beatings to. And it's funny because RJ Richie Garcia was in here earlier. A lot of memories. That interaction that I described between him and my son was one of the first Hybrid Experience shows. I remember doing a small interview after I'd interviewed Massive actually for this podcast, and this is pre-COVID. I did a quick little interview with Marvel just to follow up to see, and he had thrown out the idea that they were going to have some small shows just for the students to get a little work, see what it's like on the production side, work entrances, work matches, and stuff like that. And it's amazing what it's turned into, Yep. It was still done there at the school in its current location, and Remember, I think my parents had my daughter for the night. My son and my wife were there, and they asked me to run a camera because they needed a camera guy. I was like, cool. So middle of that match, I just hear my son's interaction. It was just like, and it was just hilarious. Like, oh God, I'm so proud, but I can't see anything because I'm holding a camera. But
Never stopped Tommy before.
no, I never stopped time for, right? But now we're at a point now where like this is becoming like a must attend event for sure. You know,
Yeah,
at the
they're
school.
really good shows.
Yes, they are. What do
Speaking
we
of
have
that,
on tap?
hold
Yeah.
on. Speaking of that, real quick though, it just reminded me of something at BOW during the tag match with Subculture. Tommy, as a cameraman, like in the show, if he feels like you need to get going, he'll start pounding the mat to try and get the crowd, clapping and stuff. And one of the guys from Subculture, because he was
it was CJC.
he was right there by him, and he's like, "Stop that!" and like goes over and like threatens Tommy.
I was like.
I was like, that's the first person I've seen do that. I like that.
I was. It was everything I could do to not laugh. It really was because I was like, that's funny.
All right. Well, what do we have lined up for this Saturday at Hybrid Experience?
All right. So we have quite a show.
Oh yeah.
One of the matches we have is Armani Sage versus Danny Vintage, which, of course, if you've been at the last few shows, Danny Vintage has come back from injury, has his special remote, and he's on. He's having quite a few matches there with that. So Armani kind of turned on Jesse Funaki at the last show.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, so be interesting to see how that goes. Speaking of Stash, I'm not sure what's up with Rob, but there is a tag match because right now Texas Kingdom are the hybrid tag champions.
Yep.
But just like he did at RCW, Jesse Funaki is going to step in on the behalf of the tag team. So him and Stash to take on the quite powerful team of K-Jax and Hit. Which 2 shows ago they attacked Texas Kingdom after the match. At the last show, they had a tag match with Rob and Stash, and they were about to use the chairs until Aaron Mercer showed up, and and he saved them. So they get a shot again, but this time it's Jesse Funaki stepping in to help him out there. We also have it's the Flamemo kid now, Brandon Weiss, taking on the Luchador Animal. So that should be one hell of a match.
For sure.
I mean, we all know Brandon can go, and Animal has really, I mean, he's a luchador. He wrestles like one, and he's always really good there. Mm-hmm. And then a match that I want to make a comment on real quick. So in a grudge match, due to recent events that we obviously have a lot of interest in, the Cholas, former friends, are going to have a grudge match. Ridley Thorne versus Celine Hysteria.
I love the terms grudge match in a wrestling match.
Yeah, so last week, or when this was announced, our friend Na from Tallcan had made a kind of joke post on Instagram stories like, I don't know who to cheer for. Like, I hope they both win. And I don't remember which one it was, if it was Selena Ridley, but like, you got to make a choice. So I made one, and I was like, well, my choice is clear. And I don't like to take credit for a lot of things. That's a lie. I like to take credit for things. Right on cue.
James just did it.
Okay. This is my hashtag. I was the first one to use it. It was actually also something because it was based off something that Knopf had made a hashtag for Celine. So I made Ride with Ridley. Ridley liked it, and now people are using it, and I'm down with that. Right? But then I figured like I had to make a negative hashtag for Celine, and Knopf had made a joking one at the last RCW show, which was Simp for Celine. So I wanted to be like negative, and I put no sympathy for Celine. I think it works well. She seemed a little offended by that. She was like, "Wow, really no sympathy." Yeah, I don't know. It might be a little harsh, but again, like I said, you see, like you feel like you're conflicted in this thing between Callie and Ridley, but you watch the treats and Callie beat up Ridley, and you still didn't like not join her side, and you came out with her and Jay Wave in the treats of the last show. So, kind of feel like your decision has been made. So, I will soften it a little bit to hashtag no simping for Celine. But yeah, we're still red with Ridley here, and Celine, if you have a choice to make, it feels like you made it. If you got something to say, we'll see what happens at this match. I'll shuck a deck of quack, Burnsy, always. So that should be one heck of a match. Also, our hopes actually did get turned up a little bit because we thought the treats had already replaced Callie and Tita. But there is a 4. Well, actually, I assume it's 4. It could be 5. I don't know. I think it's 4 and 4, maybe. So Dead Man's Hand, which is Freak Show, who is in charge, or not in charge, but leading a group of Eric Walker, Jay Young, the Professor Jesse James. They're being joined by the Queen of Hybrid, Key Vibes, taking on the Texas Treats with Reagan Lydale, who I don't know, but apparently is from Iowa. So when they posted this,
just let you know, I'm unfamiliar too. So this is...
yeah, but when we posted, I was like, oh look, they already replaced Callie and Tita. How funny! And then she was like, I'm not replaceable, and I'm like, well, you kind of are.
I would never go that.
But I don't know, so I guess he's doing.
I mean, of course she's replaceable. Everybody can go buy a little Lego person.
Yeah. And also, if your Power Wheel is in charge, like, how are you going to get to the show? So, I mean, come on.
Oh, she better plug that up. Oh, dude, she better plug that up tonight because then by Saturday she should be able to get across Eckert.
Right. But I think like someone has to hold her hand as she crosses the street. So.
Well, no, isn't that like what the treats are for? To make sure that's what she does. She can get to the show. That's what.
Well, it depends on which one, because obviously Diego's not any taller than her. So
that's why he's David Teen now. He can actually be the responsible teenager. So
they actually allow him to like take care of kids.
I pop James. I don't care what else happens tonight. I pop James. I don't care what else happens on this show. I never get him to laugh at something I say, so I got it this time.
I mean, she is part of the New Horizon.
Wow.
Damn, Jason.
Yes! I so love that joke. Yes, I so approve. Callie hatred. I love it.
Oh. Wait, so is Callie defending her belt, or is she just not? Probably not.
I thought she was defending it, but I guess maybe she's just not going to be there. Oh,
I don't remember seeing that advertised. She probably have it with her, but I don't think
will she just not be there?
Well, let's not get our hopes up. I mean talk about a Thanksgiving miracle.
Not likely. Yeah.
She just I look up the sky parts and like there's a bright light. God, did you answer my Christmas list this early?
No.
Oh. Well, I figure this is just like my suffering in the desert. Every Christian got to go through it. So.
Angel, you're way taller than Callie. Don't you're
taller by like at least a foot. So come on.
Don't stoop to that level.
Yeah,
all
right. Exactly. Sorry. And then the main event is a title match. Casey defending his title against Ryan Davidson. So,
which, by the way, that's a hell of a test.
Which, if we get through everything Casey has this weekend, it is going to be a hell of a weekend for Casey. Throwing Ryan Davidson in the middle of the next two matches we'll talk about in a minute. Goddamn, Casey, you got your work cut out for you. You're gonna have a busy ass weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how many backbreakers you're gonna want to safely try to pull off, bro. Just saying.
He's gonna have to defy some laws of physics this weekend with some of his opponents, but that's why he's the man right now. So, but yeah, that looks like their card.
Angel, I don't believe you because there's no way.
No way. I can see you when you walk through a crowd. You're clearly
This is-
not as short as she is.
Again,
Yeah.
true facts.
You don't have to have a little balloon put on you when you go to the store, so the treats can keep track of her. Oh,
I just
we
saw-
finally got some.
And just in time too. So here we go.
Excellent.
All right.
Well, we just finished talking about hybrid.
So
Yep. So let's bring in the man returning to the Countdown City WrestleCast, and just in time for our preview of United210. Welcome everyone. This Studs Dash.
Hey.
What's up,
Yo,
guys? Am I coming through clear?
Yeah,
You're good,
you're
man.
good.
First off, how was Wemby tonight, man?
It's just crazy being there for
Yeah.
history.
yeah.
It was his
Yeah.
career high.
Man, that was nuts. That was nuts.
I believe it.
Well, thanks for rushing home. I know you did. I know you to stay for the full game unless you're able to fight through.
Nah, there was a lot of traffic because it was the first day that they did that little 3-game package subscription. So it was a packed house.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
Oh, was this an NBA Cup game? One of those?
No, it
tournament
wasn't a
games?
cup game, but they do those little ticket deals where like you can get like 3, 5, 7 games. And I guess it's one of the
okay.
first ones. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Sistash, congrats. Well, great game and everything. Congrats on all the success with United210. First thing though, my wife wants me to let you know. Go Cowboys. She's got to brag a little bit because McCullum won the Frontier Bowl. I know you're a Harlandale grad, so yeah. So, were you at the game? I got to ask. So.
I actually wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little older now, so I don't like all the traffic. I want to be home early.
Fair.
Well, in your defense, the Harlandale crowd was leaving pretty early. I'm just going to throw that out there. So, yeah. So, I was looking for you in full on Macho Man tassel, maroon and gold. If you still have that outfit, I'm not sure if you still do.
I actually still do. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk about what's going on this Friday at the Yard, and well, really Friday and Sunday. But United210 Made in America 2. This is your season finale for 2024. When you started this, did you expect this to get as big as it did?
Never.
Mhm.
Never. And I'm just so thankful, humble, anxious, nervous. Like I mean, I'm a ball of nerves. I can't really sleep. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Mike, you guys have something?
Well, no, I was just saying you've got a hell of a card set up for this thing. You personally, we just kind of talked about hybrid, so we mentioned that Jesse is stepping in to team with you against Hit and K-Jax. But then on Friday night before that, you've got the tag team bull rope match against the Texas Treats. Now, does Callie get to be attached to one of those ropes? Do y'all get to get her too, or is she just on their side?
Yeah, of course she is, Mike. They need a cowbell.
Oh, wow.
So I was at Hybrid the other night, and she was mad at United because she's not booked. So she said she's going to make her presence felt.
Ah, hell!
No.
I can't have a good day no matter what I do.
All 3'5" of her.
Yeah, and the only thing that we're kind of concerned about is there's a crap load of treats.
Yeah,
They do seem to be multiplying lately.
like amoebas.
But you are going to see something that's never been seen before, done before. So I mean, they have surprises, but Texas Kingdom has surprises.
I like it.
That's what I like to hear.
Nice surprises, yeah. So.
Well, you've got a lot of other crazy matches going on. I know another one that Tommy is pumped for is Sumi Sakai is back, and you got her going up against Key Vibes, so that should be a hell of a match.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, Sumi's a legend in her own right, and for her to want to be back at the Yard, I mean, that's awesome. She loves it there.
That's so cool. That's really good. That's really cool.
who was the one who was the Josie she faced last time?
Hanako.
There you go. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was
So
a great match.
That
that
was a great
was
match. That was so cool.
that was a hell of a match.
So it kind of feels like Sumi is coming to, drop the hammer and, like she's not having it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if someone can go with her, from our area, I mean, key right there. Like the match with Hanako was amazing. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to this one as it's coming up. What else do we got? We have the tag titles on the line. The 8th day against Living in Fashion again. Tommy has some questions. I don't know if you can answer them about the 8th day.
Yes. How does their religion work? Like, how do they pray? Do they have a church? Like what is it? I have questions about them, and they won't tell me. I ask every time I see them. They won't tell me anything.
I mean, it's all revolves around O'Day. He has power that I don't even know.
Okay. At least they'll get. Well, at least you told me something. I've been asking for months, and they won't tell me. At least you told me something.
Yes.
And I don't know if y'all remember, but when we came back to the yard at the beginning of the season, Texas Kingdom fought 8th day, and I mean, brother Tracy. I don't want to admit that he's stronger than me, but I mean, he brought something, and I've never felt anything that powerful besides the Brick Savage.
Wow.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if do y'all remember the Rumble? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
He
he
had a
laid me
good
out
run.
with a spear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And then eliminated me.
That's true. So
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's eliminated me one-on-one. When I was at the Hybrid Rumble, it took the whole ring to take me out.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
I mean, they are a force, and
They are.
from what
Yeah,
I've known and from what I've heard, they're coming back next season.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
Well, that's scary.
With more, I don't know, are they apostles? Are they followers? I don't know what they are. Let's hope there's not
I mean,
too more many.
Whatever O'Day has planned, I mean, he has a plan, and then now they have the Guardian with them, and he's a big guy too.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. They're a strange and colorful bunch.
That being
but,
said,
I mean,
we
but y'all know Living in Fashion. I mean,
that's
they are the determination that they have. I mean, the drive that they have. I mean, they don't back down from anybody.
no.
Yeah, not a single person in all of wrestling I've seen that.
And that match is an all-out war. So 10 minutes, they're going. If there's not a winner, anything goes after that.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right. I feel like we just need to let them go 10
It
minutes.
is Christmas.
Fans are gonna try to interact for 10 minutes just to get them to not wrestle for 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. Like, hold on. Let's get to this. Anything goes.
Wait a minute. My time has finally come. I've stalled matches for at least 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Jimmy Jacobs couldn't wrestle for 5 minutes at ACW because of me.
A lot of wrestlers that couldn't wrestle because of you, but
Well, I mean, we're not going to discuss Lance Hoyt. The number of times I distracted him.
Yeah.
He claims I cost him the RCW title. So
yeah.
it was like 11 years ago. He let that shit
Speaking
go.
of RCW, we ran into Boom Boom Oliver at the game.
He
Yeah,
is
I
everywhere in
believe
this
it.
city.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Bertie's comments.
No, Brett, what just me? Wow. Pop that up here so you can see it. So
There's a lot of that at the United 210. No doubt.
Yeah.
Speaking of a name you mentioned earlier, Brick Savage, who is always there, has an open challenge, correct?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
Yeah. You're already busy. You already got something set up for that night.
Plus, I already played that game and I lost. So
yeah.
Yep.
But that's one dangerous person. So kudos and good luck to whoever answers that, because we've seen what he's done in the last few times I've been at the yard, and it is destruction.
Oh yeah.
So, what else we have? We have a 4-way for the United Heritage Championship. The champion Daniel Ryan versus the Crown Jewel Chase Owens.
Yay.
Epidemus Jr. and Cody Lane.
Yay.
The Southern Flamingo.
That match, you're probably not gonna want to blink.
Yeah.
I believe it.
So
Just
it sounds like something's
anyone
been
but
going on
Orion.
everywhere.
He's so annoying. Oh my god, jackass, man. Anyway,
Yeah, but all those guys can go.
yeah, they can.
Chase, you always got to beware because he's such a crafty veteran. He can go, but he's also real smart. And sometimes he doesn't waste his energy, doing crazy things. He just lulls you in and then takes you out.
Chase Owens is deceptively fast.
He is.
Like you have no idea how fast he can suddenly be until he just decides to turn it on. You're like, where the hell did that come from? So yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also just smart. Like he's a veteran. He's been around Bullet Club for a long time. He knows all the tricks. So that Danny's got to be careful. That title is in peril, no doubt.
Because
that heritage title is very valuable.
Yeah,
and all those competitors recognize that.
Yeah.
No, starting off with Casey, who won the initial one, and it's a belt that they're all going after.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Epi has been on this like amazing run since this whole year, dude. I have not seen one match where you can describe it as he just killed it. Like every single time he gets in the ring, dude just has like one of the best matches on the card. So
and he's a fan favorite, and him too. Like I think he's due. He's due.
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, he's had a hell of a matches over there.
But just this year, he's been killing it everywhere he went. Yeah.
And then speaking of a fan favorite, Alex Arsenal goes one-on-one with Eddie Martinez, who apparently is bringing Nastigo back to the yard. And I'm sorry, I don't know who's going to pay to clean.
I actually liked Eddie Martinez.
Backyard.
I actually liked Eddie Martinez right up until you said that last thing. Damn.
Yeah,
Nastigo is that X factor.
Yeah, last year, was it last year or at the beginning of the season? I don't remember when it was, but Nastico was there, and he was on the other side, kind of where the DJ and people are set up and stuff, and he was trying to hide behind the tree y'all have there, and I don't know why, because he can't hide behind that tree.
His ugly suits stick out too much. Anyway.
Yeah, you can smell him too, but yeah, I mean, Eddie Martinez, if you don't know in Texas, is pretty well known, and Arsenal has just been on a straight rocket ride up this past year.
Yep.
Popularity, winning matches. So be interesting to see there. And plus, there's that kind of added piece of David Teen, who was friends with Alex. Now he's a treat.
I don't know what's got into that kid, but he's not the same anymore.
I don't know. It's puberty, we think. So
yeah,
must be. He's hitting that rebellious phase. It's like when we were young, we were just talking earlier about DX crotch chopping all the time, right? You think it's cool to be a part of the group and all that. These kids nowadays.
You kids today.
Even now, David Teen, he doesn't even show the stash respect. When I go to Hybrid now, he's been giving me that cold shoulder, some kind of scowl on his face. I'm like, what did I do to you?
Oh, well, that's a dangerous game.
In the chat,
we got a treat.
We have a treat in the chat, and
so apparently the Don Juan is here.
Yeah.
The mega. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it. It's Don Juan. I'm not saying that other stupid name is.
Yeah.
Well, more recently, I remember Baby Shark. I remember there was a whole outfit and stuff. So, it might be that.
Yeah, I'll call it Baby Shark. I don't care.
Yeah,
Don Juan nailed me with that cowbell. Not once, but twice, and that thing is unforgiving.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that, and then because they had Diego dressed up, and he didn't let me close the casket.
Right.
And that's when they took advantage of me.
Yeah.
That's because Don Juan sucks.
100%.
100%. Don Juan just sucks. He sucked since 2005 when I first saw him against Amazing Red. He just sucks. So.
Congratulations, Don Juan. Almost 20 years of sucking.
When I
With
see
no
him,
signs of slowing down.
when I see him outside the ring, he tries to be like, hey, Stash, what's up, whatever. But, I mean, because he's trying to save himself from an ass whooping.
Yeah, don't doubt it.
Yeah, don't
I'm
fall
done
for it.
playing games.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Yes.
I'm ready to beat that old man down. I say old man, but I'm old as well. So
Yeah, but you look fantastic. He's ugly. Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Also, speaking of that Rumble, Rob Love was beating his ass all around the yard.
Yo, that was probably one of my best moments of 2024. I was just having a good time when that happened. Yeah, so. Treats are the worst.
Don Water, you just throwing catchphrases out now?
What else does he do?
Well, okay.
Literally, what else does he do?
make trouble.
That too. And he makes trouble and throws out catchphrases. That's all he does. And hits a cutter every now and then.
I mean, James, it technically is booked, but we're also adding in Rob Love, Chris Marvel, cowbells, bull ropes, and apparently Callie. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
hopefully she gets stepped on.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard.
But
She actually is like a Lego. When you step on her, they would probably hurt your foot. So
Those do
Let's just
hurt,
say,
yeah.
if Callie's watching or listening, or any treats are watching and listening, I have something for Callie, and it's not going to come from me or Rob Love.
Oh,
that made me happy. I'm so thrilled. I can't wait.
We'll find out Friday. So,
is it a booster seat? All right, we'll finish up. So, the big main event we've got going on at the last show. Unfortunately, we found out that little Loliva was injured, who was the United210 champ. And then for some reason, Ugly Javi decided that
that's the right name.
As the GM, instead of like, hey, next month we're going to have a match to decide who's the actual champion, just handed the champion to the Puerto Rican juggernaut, Angel Camacho. And granted, I'm not going to tell him that he can't have the belt because that's Angel Camacho. But, we got the title match now. Casey won the Rumble. He went the full. He started one. He finished it off one, and now he's got the title match. And I feel like the South Side, the city, the wrestling fandom is behind him. Yep. But he's got a literal huge task ahead of him in Angel Camacho.
I spoke to Casey yesterday, and he's fired up. Yep. But at the same time, I mean, he knows what he's up against. And I don't want to say there's a little bit of concern in his voice, but I have to reassure him, like, hey, man, you've been doing this all season long, breaking barriers down. Like, don't treat it any other way. I said, keep going. I mean, there's a chance he could take that big guy down. I've been in the ring with Angel, but unfortunately, I've never, beat him. I've never beat him. And
oh wow.
I mean, I beat him by count out, but that's I beat him in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, and that hasn't happened. And that's where my concern is. I just don't want Casey to get hurt. I don't want Angel he's gonna maul him. I already know that's coming. But Casey has that heart, and hopefully that heart takes him all the way. But I mean, that's gonna be something to watch. And don't forget, we have the special enforcer.
I was just going to get to that, yeah.
Okay, I'll let you lead the way then.
Oh, yeah. So y'all have brought in a special enforcer, if you will, from the land of mixed martial arts. The Dragon, Zachary Borrego, will be there at the yard, United210.
I'm curious how you're able to bring him in. Is it like a buddy of yours, somebody that you've known for a while, or how that connection happened?
We're from the same alumni, Harlandale. They're on the south side. Obviously, he's younger, but once I heard that someone was making noise in the MMA world, professionally, I wanted to support him. As soon as I heard that, I started supporting him. A lot of us started supporting him, going to his fights and stuff. I always share his stuff. I mean, he's a bad man. He's a bad man. And for him to want to be a part of this, this spectacle that we're having, it means the world. And he's ready. And just fair warning, he's been in the ring with us. So, to get a taste of our world, and he is ready. I want to say he is ready. And he's an intimidating force. He's about 6'1", 6'2". and he's a legit badass.
Yeah.
Nice. So not gonna
Very
take crap
nice.
from
And he
anybody.
said he's not going to take crap from anybody.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Whether it's
So,
Casey, whether it's Angel, whether it's the Camachos, Javi, he's there to enforce.
all right. So hopefully he can keep all the 15 Camacho brothers back as they try to get in the ring. So
Don Juan's going
Okay,
off. Stash is
okay.
more annoying than Tommy. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
All right,
this is this shows the end of what you're calling season 2, the 2024 season.
Yes.
When are we expecting? Looking ahead, when is season 3 starting? Back at the yard.
Season 3 is going to start. I have a tentative date of March 1st, and we're going to go back to our roots, which is the Brown Mama Bash.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if y'all heard of that before. We had 2 of them already. And the Brown Mamba is a close friend of mine who has, a good property a couple miles down the road from us.
Okay.
And the first time we had it there, we had live fireworks to open the show and fireworks to end the show.
nice.
And I think that
Nice.
was like where we had about 500 people there that one time. So
Okay.
it's going to be even more special this time around. And we're looking at March the 1st to kick the
Okay.
season off over there.
Is this just where the season gonna start? Or are you looking to do the yard as the season 3 again, going forward?
That's just where it's going to start because it's going to be a special, beginning of season 3, and then we head back to the yard.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Awesome.
Don Juan says he has a question for you. I'm waiting for him to type it in the chat. So I guess
I
we'll
do.
Well, he types slowly, I'm sure. So
see. Yeah.
Well,
so
you know,
see what happens
it's
here.
hard to on his Nokia. You have to get the numbers
Yeah.
right and everything. So
he probably has
He's
Marvel.
doing the T9.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. He's doing the
Yeah. 1,
Go
2,
back.
3, 4.
I
1,
thought I was so
2.
badass when I figured that out too. So
Dude, I remember thinking I was a genius when I figured out how the T9 worked. I
Yeah.
thought I was so smart. I was like, I don't know anything.
It's okay. It's probably Marvel typing for him anyway.
How
So.
dare you? He says. Is that your question?
Is that the question?
I
How
don't
dare?
know.
Because you can ask any of us, how dare we? I know, because that's not just a question for Stash. You can ask any of us here, how dare we? Because
How dare you? Is that was like how dare you?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going.
Now, obviously, your event is taking place the same night as Tyson and Jake Paul. So I just want to know who you got, and in how many rounds.
I have Tyson. Tyson
Yeah.
is a different mind. This
Mhm.
whole time, I thought all these fights were probably fixed because of money, but that's just my point of view. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Tyson is like, nah. Tyson has something to prove. Tyson wants to beat this kid up, and it's
Yeah.
gonna happen. It's fighting. We're fighting in a silence. Jake Paul.
I hope
Nice.
so.
So.
There's a comedian I watch on YouTube. His name is Chiseled Adonis. He has an entire 5-video series about Mike Tyson's greatest knockouts, and because he adds like a comedy commentary over it. But I watched all 5, and I just remember thinking to myself, I was like, why, even in his older age, do people still believe they can mess with this man? That dude's hands were legitimately nearly killing people. One dude after a fight said he had never been hit as hard in his life as he was when Mike Tyson punched him. He said in his entire life he'd never been hit that hard. I said, that's a human. A human punched another human. He said, nothing in my life has ever hit me as hard as that man punching me. And people still want to mess with this man. I don't care if he's 60. I don't give a damn.
Well, we're the generation where most of them know him from The Hangover, right?
Yeah.
So
but even
it's
in The Hangover, he came in the movie knocking somebody the absolute
so-
fuck out.
I really hope he comes out as his walkout song to "Call It in the Air of Night" by that would be
That's my
hilarious.
favorite
Oh, that
part.
would be awesome. I didn't even
Yeah, I was gonna say we remember him before the face tattoo. So
Yeah, exactly.
True story. When I saw that movie, I was with my ex. We went to the theater and saw it, and we knew nothing about the film going. We just knew it was gonna be funny. When he showed up on screen, the entire theater fell out laughing because we were like, "What the hell is Mike Tyson doing in this?"
Yeah, of all things, it was written so well.
Yeah,
It looks like everyone is full on Tyson for
you're
this
full
one
on
as
Tyson.
well.
Yeah.
I'm expecting knockout.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Now Sunday, you're hosting another show. Baracho Pro is coming, kind of a co-promoting a show there to the yard. So, What I don't know if you want to give us a quick rundown of what is coming up there on Sunday.
I mean, Baracho Pro and United210, we're buddies. You can almost say partners now because they're going to come to the yard. They want to experience the South Side, and I think it's going to be a great show because it starts at 2 p.m.
Nice.
Everybody talks about Sunday Fun Day. Well, this is where you get your bargain because all the rules still stand. You could bring your ice chefs. I'm still going to have United's still going to have great food trucks.
Nice.
And everybody, let's have a Sunday Fun Day and come see Baracho Pro. You'll see some of the people that are still on United, like Epi. I mean, the Texas Kingdom is in a Baracho Pro Tag Team Championship Triple Threat match.
Yeah.
And Brick Savage will be there. Hit will be there. Epi and a couple guys like people I haven't seen before. I can't. I'm on my phone, so I can't pull up the card. I have the card.
Yeah.
I've got it here if you need some help.
Exodus Prime is there.
Yeah.
Man, Exodus never been to the yard before.
He's super good. He's usually in the DFW and Austin area, and I've got to see him a few times.
Casey will be there. Brandon Weiss will be there. So it's like a mix of talent that nobody's ever seen these matchups.
Yeah.
And good job booking this one. The Cowboys and Texans don't play until Monday night, right? So this is kind of a good timing on that too.
Don't forget the Cowboys right now.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's hard to book on a Sunday when it's football season and certain teams are playing, or especially in Texas. So
yeah,
that's difficult. So.
And if you're like a hardcore wrestling fan, Friday night United, Saturday Hybrid, Sunday Baracho back at the yard. It's like the perfect weekend to, get your wrestling jollies out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be nuts. Like I've never experienced this before.
This is one of the weekends where when my family asked me is wrestling big in San Antonio, I'm like because I have family who know I'm a wrestling fan, especially like in the last few years. A lot of them are like they don't really watch except for what's on TV. But then they see me. But then a lot of my family, when they follow me on social media, they see my pictures, and they're like pretty much every other weekend of me. And so I have family like in California or on the East or West Coast. They're just like, so wrestling's really that big here. And I tell them pretty much every weekend you can find a show in San Antonio somewhere. And then you have weekends like this where they're all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, by the way. I'll be at all these shows. I just say.
Every weekend this month has had something,
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild.
It's pretty rare to not have at least a weekend where at least one show is running somewhere. So
yeah.
Now, before season 3, any potential changes to the yard? These shows are getting bigger. Like, you can put in some grandstands. Like, what's going on? Like, I mean,
we're thinking of bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe little things like that until it just gets too big to where we can't contain it. But I'd love to keep it in the yard.
Yeah.
It's been such a cult following. I don't want to compare it to anything because, I mean, like ECW. You know what I mean?
I actually thought the same thing one time. I was like, they had that kind of same, not so much in terms of like, the violence and everything, but more in terms of like, there's a community. It's like you see United, you see the same people and you see the same group and you see the passionate fans. And I think that's just it. The fans are just passionate no matter what. So
I would put like the atmosphere, like just seeing it. I haven't been to a show yet, trying to get to one, but just when I experienced seeing the videos, I get like a PWG vibe from it,
Yes,
like really tight knit.
Absolutely,
that's what people said as well.
Yeah, that really small group. Like PWG never wanted to leave that arena, their little gym that they were in, because this is what makes it what it is. And that's what makes the Guard
and multiple people like Cody Lane, Mr. Kate, Hanako, Sumi, they've all said like when they get there and there's nobody there, like, hey, this is the backyard. But once they hit the curtain.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like that. It sure doesn't feel like that.
It's and believe me, there's a history of horrible backyard promotions anywhere in wrestling, especially in San Antonio, especially the ones that put live commentary over. My God, your own live show. I don't hate that shit. But to hear like, okay, yeah, this is in someone's backyard, but this is this Southside. It's a little different vibe. It's pretty cool. So
it's the Cadillac of backyards.
It is
100%.
No, I mean we've all had. Oh God!
As if the chat couldn't get worse. We already had Don 1. Why is he here?
With the spinning.
Now we have
rims,
Nesta,
by the way. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But I was going to say,
Let's
we
talk
all
about
have the
yard
story.
shows.
I don't know if Jason's still in the chat, but he had been to a yard show. Tommy had. And so I was like, I need to get to one. This was for last season at the end. And I look it up and I'm like, oh, there must be a mistake. I'm on Google and it's like on a street and it's someone's backyard. And they're like, nope, that's what it is. I was like, all right. And then it's been one of the coolest things. And even since last year, the growth it's had. And now it's just like y'all are all the way back.
Yeah.
In the back part, y'all are filled up. There's people standing around the fence. But you got the food trucks in there, which are awesome.
Gotta
It's
park down the street.
it is a vibe, yeah.
I went back there a couple shows ago. I went to the back while the show was still going on, and
Yeah.
there was a keg back there.
yeah.
All right. Look, those people take BYOB serious.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
you
they're
know,
still following the rules.
yeah.
Yeah. And don't be surprised if some of the surrounding houses start selling like rooftops a la Wrigley Field kind of thing, you know? It's for these shows.
Okay.
You know?
No,
So,
real talk. I was actually surprised. Like, I think at the Rumble, I was kind of surprised that didn't happen. I was kind of surprised. Like, your neighbors on both sides were like, okay, we didn't usually okay with this, but we'll put up some folding chairs right here, and y'all can watch the show on this side. And like, I was actually kind of surprised your neighbors hadn't done that yet. And
Nestico, I want to see you do a keg stand.
yeah, okay.
All right.
That's like the one thing he's ever said that I'm like, okay, that sounds hilarious.
I mean, respect if we can pull it off.
Also, we
Yeah.
mentioned this earlier, Nesco. Stop trying to hide behind the trees there at the yard.
Yeah,
Can't do it.
Stand out. We can see you. But no, what I was gonna say also about United is like, you know, the feeling of just like, you know, it's just it almost has like that feeling of, you know, like you had a long week, you know, work was tough and all that kind of stuff. But you get to United, you see your friends, you see, you know, so it's like suddenly the week didn't matter because like you're just gonna have a good time no matter what, you know. But this is besides the fact that, you know, at the very least you'll see at least 4 or 5, at least 4-star matches for the nights out, you know. So and I'll stand by that Rumble was one of the most fun things I'd ever seen. That Rumble was hilarious.
Rumble was great.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, and also let me just throw, since before the Rumble, let's get some more press conferences next season too. That was fun.
Yeah.
Hey, that's already on the table, so we're gonna be doing that.
You know, except for that part where Kelly roasted me for 10 minutes and I wasn't even there, and I was like, I wasn't even at that event, and I still got roasted by Kelly.
Yeah, I was still kind of trying to be nice to her at that point, but once she joined the treats, it was we're done.
Yeah.
And I tried to warn you before that, but you didn't want to listen to me. But okay.
I know, you know, it takes me a while, but what you gonna do?
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, you know, if you're looking for some more names, as everyone wants to come to the yard, we have some friends from Laredo you may be familiar with. Denise Day, if you need to bring in a woman, and Ray Perez, the Force. If you need another big man, everyone wants to get to the yard. Just want to throw those names out there.
I was at a 5-star event not too long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I spoke. We spoke with those individuals that you mentioned, and look for them in season 3.
Yeah.
I have a few more names I have to tag you with so we get together. Like, I know a lot of people I want you to
Tommy's list is pretty long, so yeah.
Well, you know, this is all I do most of the day, especially when I'm bored at work. So it's like, who would be great to come to San Antonio? So yeah, that happens more often than you think. By the way.
No, I believe you.
All right. Well, some details for Friday. It's Friday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time.
It says 7:30, but we'd like to start about 7:15, especially if we want to throw a little pre-show treat out there.
Okay.
So I mean, gates open at 6:30. Everybody should be there about 6:30. If you want to get good parking, you can get there about 6.
Yeah, 1003 McCully Avenue. Admission is, I have this right, $10 for adults.
Yeah, 13 and under kids are free.
Nice.
And you know, bring your own ice chest, bring your own chair. It's gonna be the biggest event, you know, that we've had so far. We got someone singing the national anthem live. We have mariachi showing up.
Oh, nice.
I have
Nice.
San Antonio Professional Boxing Hall of Famer Raul Cobrita Martinez will be involved.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Yeah, so
and then James says the Swiss is
and
nasty every
we have a couple more surprises that are really gonna, you know, turn some
Nice.
heads.
Okay.
Couple things here, James. What you do after the show is up to you. You don't
Yeah,
need to share
James
that with
says the
us.
suicides get nasty every Friday. Look, I don't know if that's going to be going down.
It is.
Yeah, it is a
Well-
South Side. That's true.
Also, Nastico, I know for a fact you're banned from every script club in San Antonio. So
Yeah.
don't throw
Or
that
just,
up
or
here.
just, or just connect any kind of connect 35 period.
Every one
Yeah.
of them has an 8x10 of you up there with "Do not let this man in."
With and without your mask.
And with
I've heard bounces checks at strip clubs.
with high school
so-
football season being over, I'm sure there's going to be potentially a bigger crowd this Friday as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. So,
Jason
Oh,
just said it. It was cool to see the Kingdom on SA Live. That was pretty awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun segment. It was just we're just blessed to have that happen, especially on
Yeah.
Veterans
Yeah,
Day. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Happy Veterans Day, by the way.
Happy
Yeah, I
Veterans Day,
forgot
yeah.
that just happened. Yes,
I
yes, yeah.
appreciate you
So-
guys.
All right. Well, Studs Dash, we do appreciate it. And then obviously you're going to be at Hybrid on Saturday as well.
Several of you doing all three shows. That's going to be a busy
Yeah.
weekend.
Y'all gotta have a busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough
Yeah.
Monday.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Might as well
For-
call into work.
and actually, for the fans too, man. I'm
No.
already. I was already. I'm not gonna lie. I was already thinking, damn, should I call in? Because even with the Baracho show, there's another show that starts after their show. And I was thinking I was gonna go to that. So I was like, oh man, I need to call in Monday, dude. I don't know if I want to make it. It's like look at a paper and just be like, yeah, that's where the comma goes. What? Sorry.
Nastico says, book me and Eddie for Saturday. You do know that this show's on a Friday, right? I don't know. So.
Now,
You
can
tried-
you please get your
Oh, they might try to invade
Ah.
hybrid.
I
Don't
don't-
nasty up the hybrid, Jim. Come on.
Nastico? I cannot deal with you 2 days in a row in any way, shape, or form. It's bad enough I'm gonna have to probably deal with you on Friday. Please.
Nastico, we did go over the United matches. We mentioned how cool it is to have Eddie Martinez there, and then you're there too. So
Yeah. So and what I was saying was before that I actually like Eddie Martinez, and then he has to be there with you, and suddenly
Yeah.
I don't like him as much anymore.
pretty much.
That's what it is. So, well, Studs Dash, good luck this weekend. Try and get some rest. Yeah,
Yeah.
try and get some rest as much as you can, and hopefully.
I still have to do some office work for United
Jesus.
210 tonight,
Jesus.
so I'm gonna try and get a little bit of rest.
Take all
but
the
I
naps
can't
you
promise.
can.
Yeah,
That's my
right.
advice.
And just hopefully with everything going on, I hope you get out of this weekend healthy, and everything
Yeah.
goes well. So
Yep.
just wish you the best of luck. And congrats on all your success. I mean, yeah, I don't know how much longer the yard's going to have this appeal and before this outgrows, you're going to have to start buying the houses next to it and just tear the fences down at some point. But, so
Maybe
this is
future
a-
champion there too now.
Yeah,
Oh,
Casey
Jameson
Blackwell's looking for
Casey.
another one.
No.
So, yeah.
And the thank you isn't directed towards me; it's directed to everybody involved in United, and from the guy who parks the cars to Mama Stash who feeds the boys in the back,
Nice.
and to all the fans who just made this thing what it was. It's like they said on the interview, it's the people's
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty amazing stuff, man.
Crowds
So,
are always great at United, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's always a fun
So.
crowd, man.
And Casey, as we were talking a little about earlier, we're all behind you to do that.
Yep.
Mhm.
KC3 belts, baby.
Go break that big man's back and bring that belt home.
The yard is great. So,
we'll all
yeah,
be
for
watching.
sure. All right. Thank you, Studs Dash. We do appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
so much. I'm
It's
sorry
okay.
I was
Hey.
late.
Hey, you had to
already
witness
career
history.
night,
We're cool with
so-
that.
History.
roll,
Wemby's career high 50 points, 8 3-pointers, and geez, tallest player in NBA history to hit 8 3-pointers in a game. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. So,
Yeah.
by the way, I think there was a graphic where he has like more blocks than like every other team in the NBA right now.
Probably.
So
that
Oh, yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Siri, yes, Siri. I know it was his career high. Thank you.
Siri's like, let me tell you something.
Like
No,
Apple
no,
Intelligence is telling me everything right
But
now.
you know why
So,
Siri was like, nah, bro, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
I might talk to Apple Intelligence later about that. So yeah, thanks, Studs Dash. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks, Dad.
Have a
Appreciate
good
you
night.
guys.
Get some rest.
Take care. Yes.
Good night, guys.
Oh, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So
That was
Dude, this
awesome.
is gonna be an insane weekend, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
yeah.
Got to find what movie I'm playing on Monday. So
I gotta. Dude, I don't know, man. I legit might. You know what? Maybe
No,
I'll
dude.
maybe
Look,
I'll
we
go in,
ain't
like,
gonna blame you. Take the day, man. If you need it, take the day. That is
I'm
gonna be
already considering. Maybe I'll go in late or something. I
because
don't
not to
know.
mention on Saturday, my high school has a playoff game at 2 that I'm considering going to. So
Yeah, and Central plays on Friday night too, Mike. So yeah, they lost by 1 to Tony last week. Hell of a
yeah, I
game,
saw
too.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the score, but
Yeah, I caught the very end of it after Frontier Bowl. I was watching on my phone. So, all right. Well, with that, we move into our 1-minute warning segment. Mike, do you have something this week?
no, I think I gave it last week when I made my little video and stuff for Casey. So, like we just said, go get that belt, Casey. You have a hell of a weekend. We were mentioning you've got Angel on Friday, Ryan Davidson on Saturday, and then we didn't even get to talk about this. He's got Hit on Sunday at Baracho Pro. And by the way, Hit, this is going to rhyme, was giving me shit all Saturday about you support me, but you had Casey's back. I was like, look, we ride or die with Casey. He's our boy. I was like, I give you like 80%, but we go with Casey on Sunday. So,
yeah. And Casey, let me.
Oh damn! He just called us out.
Casey, let me explain something to you. You're also a physically fit individual. You also work out. You also have this thing called a reasonable physique.
Yeah, it's not.
I frequent Whataburger.
It's not one of us challenging Angel on Friday night, defending against Ryan, and then against Hit, right? That's you, the badass wrestler, who does this. Casey, that's real.
Okay.
Well, there you go. You're also inspiring
Angel,
people.
you know what, Angel? Good for you. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. I, on the other hand, am lazy. So.
Oh, good times.
Good times, man.
But no, I ain't got no 1-minute warning.
Okay. Tommy, what about you?
I don't have a 1-minute warning. I just was gonna say because of stuff that have been going on all this past couple months, I've been busy. But on my channel, hopefully starting tomorrow, I'll be uploading a couple of videos talking about some stuff that's been going on lately. So yeah, just be on the lookout for those.
Cool.
Okay. For mine, I just want to shout out one of the funniest things I saw on Twitter today. And as some of you guys know, People Magazine announced the Sexiest Man Alive thing this week. And somebody asked who would be wrestling Six Man Alive, and Nick Nemeth said this guy. And I just died laughing.
So
this is amazing.
So my question is, why do people think that's funny? I mean,
yeah.
Mandy Rose fell for it for a while.
I mean, look at that Riz God right there. Like the you know what's not shown in frame? All the women trying to jump at him currently. So
right.
Yeah. So I mean, just like Mike said it there, Mandy Rose, who, Casey. Yes, we need to get a picture together. We definitely do. I'm just, you know what?
Wow.
Come out to my daughter's tournament. We'll take it. No. Yeah, you just she's definitely just an underrated wrestler. It's not, and it's hilarious. His charisma, everything about it. So it's just hilarious. It's the funniest thing I saw. Nick Nemeth is just winning the Twitter game here right now. So sometimes
you know one thing about Otis is I like you say, he's a great wrestler, but he also really can do storyline stuff. Like the whole thing with him and Chad Gable, that was legit good stuff, man. It's like he's actually he can actually emote with his face. He can be dramatic and stuff. I think that he just falls into the unfortunate trap of just being the big guy, but I think he's actually solid, like legit.
Yeah. And one thing I want to call out, I haven't listened to the whole interview, but I forget who did an interview with Kurt Angle, and they talked a bit about him putting over Baron Corbin in his last match. And he goes on to say, it looked good, once King of the Ring, but never won a championship, and he almost felt bad because he almost felt like that kind of was wasted.
I don't know if it was Kurt Angle or if it was actually the Baron Corbin or maybe Baron Corbin was responding to, because what I saw was Corbin saying that's one of the big regrets about not winning a championship.
So Corbin was responding to what Kurt Angle said in the interview. And Kurt Angle basically said he feels like he kind of wasted that for him because it never went on.
Right. Because Corbin responded with, that's why he's upset he never won a title, because then he felt like it wasted what Kurt Angle did for him. So that's cool on both of their sides. Okay, gotcha.
He's very grateful for that, and it definitely is. And obviously, we said it wasn't the best choice when that match happened because we saw the writing on the wall. They weren't going to really push him like that, but it was Kurt's choice, and if Kurt believes in him, so be it. So,
And he should. He is better than he's gotten the last.
Yeah, and I have no doubt he's going to be one of those talents that got released, is going to make a name for himself on the independents in AEW, New Japan, wherever he decides to go.
TNA probably too.
TNA as well. And he's going to come back to WWE eventually when he's made it for himself, and it's going to be potentially a Cody Rhodes type thing.
Yeah, so, and then all the fans who crapped on him before and never gave him a shot, when he goes to AEW, are going to suddenly say he's being wasted because suddenly they give a damn like they did all along. When we all know that's bullshit.
Yeah,
thanks for coming to my TED Talk. And as a person who also used to crap on Corbin, I fully admit that I used to.
Yeah,
I admit to a lot of times being wrong about that because he legitimately.
Well, it's not just that. He evolved. He improved.
And I think how they booked him also did not help him at all.
Yeah. So,
but he did get better. So as a guy who used to, he shut me up, and hey, James.
Oh my God! What do you say now?
I still crap.
James, you've said a lot of things,
dude,
this evening, and you bring impressionable young, maybe not a child, but a young adult to these shows. Man, come on, they're still funny though.
They're so funny. Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. Once again, United210 is Friday at the Yard. As stud sessions, they might start around 7:15-ish. Admission is $10 for adults.
But do try to get there early because that park,
yes,
if you don't,
not kidding.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, and even though you bring your own chair, good luck with seating too.
You're like, why am I parking off 35? Well,
Saturday is the Hybrid Experience. Thanks meetings to at Hybrid School of Wrestling, 7 p.m. Tickets range from $5 to $20 for that one. Sunday, Bracha Pro is at the Yard, co-promoted with Bracha Pro and United210 there. And then we say Dog Pound was also on Sunday.
Dog Pound is on Sunday. VIP is 5:30. Doors open at 6. Bell time is 7. The price of VIP front row is 20. GA is 10 now. It's 15 at the door.
All right. And for the Yard, I would say bring a jacket. It's gonna get a little chilly. You never know. So
what? Cold in November in San Antonio? Crazy talk.
Yeah, that's
no way. Sure. Finally. So, yeah. Oh well, that's not.
Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Once again, over here, we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. As always, heels and baby faces. Remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
To the sky, boy.
Boom.
See you next week.
We'll talk about it next week, Josh.
Yeah.
Adios, Gunther.
Somehow I approve.